Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Dry air is moving in, but some of you still have the chance for some rain today. I'll show you who has the chance for some rain coming up.
This morning, golfers will start practicing for the U.S. Open in Pinehurst. A look ahead to all the excitement this week leading up to the first round tees on Thursday.
Homeowners in Cary could soon be paying hundreds more in property taxes. How you can share your thoughts on that plan today. Glad you're with us today. So we got our Monday started here together at 4:30. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. It's going to be an exciting week with all things Pinehurst, and Jeff Hogan will be out there later this week. Meteorologist Amy Wilmoth is in for Elizabeth this morning to kick off our Monday. Hi, Amy.
Good morning. We have a little bit of rain out there. I know many of you had rain last night and overnight. Still a few lingering showers down here in our southern counties. It's very, very light rain here in Hoke County, but it's headed to Cumberland County. So some spotty showers possible this morning down in our southern counties, but most of us stay dry today. I'll pause the clock at 11 a.m. Still a few showers possible down in Cumberland and Sampson County. Everyone else is dry, and eventually we'll see a decrease in the clouds, and it should turn out to be a pretty nice day with lower humidity. A live look at Fayetteville. There is a little bit of rain headed your way, but it's dry right now. 70 in Fayetteville, it's 70 in Raleigh and in Durham, 64 in South Hill and Roxborough. Dew points. So the drier air is up here, but it's headed down to the south. So we'll have drier air filter in through the day today. Outdoor exercise, it's okay. It's a little bit muggy this morning, but we'll have improvements through the day. High temperatures today will climb into the mid 80s.
Thanks for that, Amy. We are about 90 minutes out from the gates opening at Pinehurst #2 for the U.S. Open, and players can begin practicing 6 a.m. Organizers are preparing for over 230,000 people in the next week. Several roads will be closed. Visitors are urged to follow signs that will lead them to 2 free parking lots. One tournament volunteer who used to live there came all the way from Canada just back to volunteer.
Absolutely magical. The whole village of Pinehurst, this golf course is iconic, so it's just a joy to walk around.
There will be a security screening process if you are going to the Open, and they are allowing fans to bring in their own water bottles. There are hydration stations for them there.
A special train service will run from Raleigh to the U.S. Open later this week. It will go from Union Station right to the clubhouse. The train will stop at the Cary station in between. The morning train leaves at 7 a.m. It will arrive in Pinehurst at 9. The evening train leaves at 6:35 p.m. and arrives in Raleigh at 8:45. The route is available Thursday through Sunday.
WRAL is your home for the U.S. Open as it returns to Pinehurst. Starting today, our team has complete coverage on your phone, tablet, TV. Once the first round tees off Thursday, I'll be down there. Gerald Owens will be there. We'll have live coverage for you straight from Pinehurst. Homeowners in Cary will weigh in on possible changes to property taxes at the town's budget meeting tonight. The proposal would decrease property tax rates from 34.5 cents per $100 of valuation down to 32.5. But because property valuations have increased so much in the last year, a lot of folks are expected to see a large increase in property taxes. If the tax changes go through, the town would generate more than $43 million in additional revenue from property taxes. Tonight's meeting starts at 6:30 at Town Hall.
Some Raleigh neighbors walked out of their homes to find this over the weekend. Their cars damaged. In one doorbell camera video, someone throws a rock at a parked car from a passing SUV. At least 5 reports have come in from the Falls River, North Ridge, and Quail Hollow neighborhoods, with residents discovering smashed windshields and large rocks nearby. They filed reports with Raleigh police, but say they haven't received updates on investigations. We've reached out to Raleigh police and have yet to hear back.
We're working to learn the names of 2 people who died after being hit by a truck in Harnett County. This happened on Meadowlark Road north of Dunn shortly after midnight Sunday. This was the scene from the WRAL breaking news tracker. You can see serious damage to the truck's front left side there. 2 people, a woman and a man, were pushing a motorcycle when they were hit. It's unclear if they were on the shoulder or in the road.
Today, former President Donald Trump is expected to appear virtually before a probation officer. This comes after he was convicted on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records last month. He faces anywhere from probation to up to 4 years in prison. Trump's defense team is scheduled to submit their sentencing recommendation on June 13th. He's scheduled to be sentenced July 11th, tomorrow. The Republican National Convention is set to start just days later on July 15th. Sorry, that would be July 11th. An investigation into what started a house fire in Durham is underway. More than 36 firefighters were called in to help battle the flames at a house on Graceview Way. The fire caused significant damage to the home's second floor. The first floor was badly damaged by water. 2 adults and a child were able to escape from the home.
Tomorrow, the Goldsboro City Council will hold a special meeting to talk about gun violence in that city and in Wayne County. That will be tomorrow night at 6 in the council chambers of City Hall. The meeting will also be streamed on the city's Facebook and YouTube pages. Goldsboro Mayor Charles Gaylor also announces a violent crime task force to end violence. He specifically mentioned gang violence taking a toll in Wayne County. That task force will meet this week as well.
Good morning. I'm Chris Lovingood in the WRAL Live Center with a very positive update this morning. We have learned that 2 men were rescued from the Neuse River in Johnston County. They apparently went missing some point yesterday. We know they were rescued early this morning, though. A relative reported receiving a call from the men. After the sun set yesterday, their rubber boat began losing air. The men left around 5 p.m. yesterday for a paddle down the river, but it said that took a little longer to get to their destination than they expected. But again, this morning, they were rescued from the water, and in about, give or take 30 minutes or so, you're going to hear a little bit from the fiance of one of the men rescued here. Stay with WRAL News as we bring you that interview.
Chris, thank you. We're getting a look at the Israeli raid that led to the release of 4 hostages. This video released yesterday by the Israeli army shows what they say is the operation to rescue those hostages in Gaza. Soldiers can be seen running out of military vehicles. Troops are there on the beach as a helicopter flies over. The hostages were escorted by soldiers as they walked along the sand. Gaza's health ministry says at least 274 Palestinians were killed. Around 700 were injured during this operation. Saturday's raid was the largest rescue operation since the conflict between Israel and Gaza began 8 months ago.
Across North Carolina, gang members have gotten younger. It is due in part to legislation that raised the age of people who can be tried as adults, a law that has caused gangs to recruit more kids. Lawmakers are now trying to roll back that law, and law enforcement officers are trying to keep kids away from gang life. WRAL's documentary team spoke with sheriffs and gang members for their latest documentary, Easy Targets: Gangs Getting Younger in NC. You can read the in-depth article and view the documentary at WRAL.com. Big traffic impact for those who live near Smithfield. A bridge built during the Great Depression is getting replaced. The bridge along NC 210 near West Smithfield will close this morning at 8 a.m. You can use nearby Swift Creek, Cleveland, and Crantock roads as detours. This construction is expected to last 13 months and should reopen July of 2025.
Tonight, the men's and women's teams still in the soccer tournament will play for $1 million prize. The Courage will play the U.S. Women, a group led by former national team players like Heather O'Reilly and Allie Krieger. That match starts at 7 p.m. Then at 8:30, La Bombonera will play Nani FC. Make sure to tune in to our 11 p.m. newscast to see which teams end up taking home that $1 million prize.
About 20 minutes before 5 right now, state of emergency in Wyoming near some of the county's most popular summer tourist spots there, some in the country too, after a landslide wiped out this key road. How long this could impact people planning on visiting Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons.
And newly released body camera video shows the moment a house explodes in Virginia. We'll show you how first responders work to evacuate the area.
And we give you this live look in Zebulon right now. We're going to start to see, well, it'll start out cloudy this morning, but then sunshine will come through. We'll check in with meteorologist Amy Wilmoth right after the break.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
Welcome back. I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in for Elizabeth this morning. We have the tower lit in blue for clear skies, but we're starting with clouds. We'll finish with some sun throughout the day. We'll have a decrease in the cloud cover throughout the day today. Right now, we're sitting at 70 in Durham and in Raleigh, 71 in Wilson. It's 62, feeling good in Siler City. Down to the south, 70 in Fayetteville, 69 in Rayford. It's 68 degrees right now in Smithfield. The dew point is sitting at 60, so we're still in the humid category, but I think we're going to watch this number drop and we'll go down into the comfy category for most of the day today. Overall, it should be a pretty nice day. We'll have a decrease in the cloud cover and temperatures will not be as hot. So with lower humidity, this will feel pretty good. High temperatures for most of us will climb into the mid 80s this afternoon.
An important highway linking Idaho and Wyoming is closed indefinitely after a weekend landslide. The closure of Teton Pass could mean headaches for people looking to visit Yellowstone in the Grand Tetons. There's now a state of emergency in Wyoming. The governor there says there is no estimated timeline for reopening. It means a longer commute for locals and a blow to the tourism industry that fuels the area's economy.
At least 9 people were shot and another was hurt by broken glass after a shooting at a rooftop party in Wisconsin. Madison police say the shooting happened at a downtown apartment building early Sunday. Hundreds of people were at that party. The first officer on the scene reported seeing dozens of people attempting to run from the building. Police say victims range in age between 14 to 23 years old. Officials say none of the injuries is likely to be life-threatening. We are working to get a look at body cam video of a huge house explosion in Virginia. And right there was a moment an Arlington, Virginia home exploded. Body cam video shows officers fleeing and evacuating people who live in that area. Another angle shows the blast from an armored police vehicle. This happened in December. Investigators say the incident started with the homeowner firing more than 40 flares into the neighborhood. That led to a standoff with police, and the suspect there, 56-year-old James Yu, was confirmed to have died in the explosion.
Howard University has cut ties with Diddy after a video was released that shows the rapper attacking R&B singer Cassie. The university rescinded an honorary degree that was given to him. Howard also discontinued a scholarship program that was in his name and gave back a $1 million contribution. The university released a statement that Diddy's actions show he is no longer worthy to have those honors.
A number of families were concerned about ACT testing at St. Augustine's over the weekend after scheduled SAT testing at the university last week didn't happen. This was because of a reported miscommunication in all this. Parents and their high schoolers report Sunday's tests, though, went off without a hitch. More than 100 students took the test at St. Augustine's yesterday. One parent we spoke with, Marianne McAdams, tells us it was a relief.
They were really efficient. They got everybody in. We did have a delayed start in order to allow everyone who had registered to be appropriately checked in and get into their spaces so that they could be tested. But other than that, it was really good.
McAdams did say there was no air conditioning in the older building where the testing took place, but there were fans set up, and her son said that it wasn't a problem for him. We did have another parent reach out to WRAL to complain about that, however. As for the students who didn't take the SATs last weekend, their test is rescheduled for next Saturday, June 15th.
The Moore County Airport is ready for the influx of people for the U.S. Open. A temporary extra air tower, similar to the one pictured here, is set up at the end of Airway 5. The airport anticipates thousands of arrivals and departures throughout the week of this tournament.
WNBA star Caitlin Clark will not be a part of the USA Olympic basketball team. The Indiana Fever rookie confirmed Sunday that she will not be part of the Olympic team this year. Clark said the USA basketball officials showed her respect by notifying her directly of their decision. She said she was not disappointed and is hopeful that she will get a spot on the squad at the next Summer Olympics in 2028.
Honestly, no disappointment. I think it just gives you something to work for. That's a dream. Hopefully one day I can be there, and I think it's just a little more motivation.
And Clark says she'll be rooting for the team to win gold. The roster for the Olympic team includes WNBA stars like Brittany Griner, Las Vegas Aces center A'ja Wilson, and New York Liberty forward Breanna Stewart. WRAL is your home for all things related to the Summer Games. The opening ceremony is July 26th. WRAL's Liz McLaughlin will be there in Paris with live coverage throughout the competition. 4:47 the time right now, so get our Monday started. We had a nice weekend for most parts of our viewing area. Amy Wilmothan, WRAL Severe Weather Center. We're starting off with some clouds rolling through.
Right, we do have some clouds, lingering clouds throughout the first half of the day today, and then we'll see some more sun the second half of the day. We also have a little bit of lingering rain in our southern counties down here in Hoke County and Cumberland County. Still getting a little bit of rain for the next couple of hours, but most of us are dry at this point. This is a look at the 24-hour rainfall in the areas that you see the shades of blue. That's where we had about half an inch to nearly an inch. Everyone else, it was pretty light rain that we had that moved in late last night and continued during the overnight hours. A look at futurecast. I'll pause the clock here around 10 o'clock or so this morning. Still a few showers in Sampson County, but all that rain moving out. And you can see that we do expect clearing as we progress through the day. So we'll have more sunshine the second half of the day today. A 20% chance for rain today. That's mainly for our southern counties, and then dry Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Heading into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we have about a 20% chance for rain. There's still a lot of model uncertainty as to what a cold front will do over the weekend. So we might bump up these rain chances. Keep checking back in. I kept it at 20% for now, but we might have to bump them up, especially a little bit for Saturday. It's just something we're monitoring. I'll look at the temperatures and the dew points. It will feel better today. It's still kind of muggy outside, especially in our southern counties where dew points are in the mid to upper 60s. But look at Roxborough, the dew point 54. That's the drier air that will be moving in as we progress through the day today. So it'll turn out to be a pretty nice day. For the bus ride this morning, most of you are dry with mostly cloudy skies. Feeling good. Temperatures will be in the upper 60s for the morning bus ride. Humidity will be lower today, so maybe have lunch outside. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds at noon with temperatures near 80. 85 for the high in Raleigh and Durham. Some lingering clouds in Fayetteville, so it might be a little cooler there. 84 for the high temperature in Fayetteville. This evening, it's looking pretty good. We have about a 20% chance for a shower late tonight, but most of you stay dry. Low 80s at 7 p.m., and then we're back down into the 70s. And overnight tonight, we'll drop down into the 60s, which will feel pretty comfortable, down into the low 60s, 61. Tuesday, the humidity starts to creep up a little bit, but still a nice day, 84 for the high. Near 90 Wednesday, and then for the start of the U.S. Open, here comes the heat and humidity. It will be with us through the weekend. We'll take a closer look at the U.S. Open forecast coming up in the next half hour.
Amy, thanks. Seriously overdue credit card debt is at its highest it's been in over a decade. What you can do if you fall behind on payments.
Culinary world's equivalent of the Oscars is tonight, and North Carolina will be represented. Restaurants and chefs from our area nominated for James Beard Awards. Entertainment news this morning, starting with an iconic performer who's going strong well into his 10th decade. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
Dick Van Dyke has made history. The legendary comic actor won his second Daytime Emmy Award for his guest role on the soap opera Days of Our Lives. At age 98, he's the oldest Daytime Emmy winner ever. Lindsey Sterling is back. The genre-crossing violinist and dancer who traveled to Giza, Egypt to shoot her music video for Evil Twin has a new album, Duality. The album drops Tuesday, and she takes Duality on tour beginning July 12th in San Diego.
There's this guy who was so well-read and so politically astute, but dressed like a dervish or a pirate. He's nothing less than a revolutionary.
The documentary Stevie Van Zandt, Disciple has a tough task. How do you encompass a man who's been a big part of Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band, been a performer, songwriter, and producer in his own right, played memorable roles in The Sopranos and other drama series, and organized Artists United Against Apartheid? You can judge whether it succeeded when Stevie Van Zandt, Disciple debuts June 22nd on HBO and Max. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The amount of credit card debt that's significantly overdue is at the highest level it's been in more than a decade. That's according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. It says the share of credit card debt that's more than 90 days overdue rose to over 10.5% the first quarter of this year. It's recommended to contact credit card companies to negotiate interest rates, fees, and long-term payment plans if you're struggling with repaying debt.
Boston Celtics took a 2-0 lead last night in the NBA Finals against the Dallas Mavericks. Game 2 went their way 105-98. The Mavericks will have to regroup. Now the series goes to American Airlines Center in Dallas Wednesday night for games 3 and 4.
Georgia and NC State will play Game 3 of the Athens Super Regional today after Georgia routed State during Sunday's game. The Bulldogs defeated the Wolfpack 11-2. Quite a reversal from Saturday's game, where State delivered a stunning 18-1 victory over Georgia. Game 3 is today, with the winner advancing to the College World Series. The Tar Heels punched its ticket Saturday night with the win over West Virginia.
Tonight's the culinary world's equivalent of the Oscars, the National James Beard Awards. Several North Carolina restaurants and chefs are nominated. Crawford & Son is one of 5 restaurants nominated for Outstanding Hospitality. Dean Neff of Seabird in Wilmington is a finalist for Outstanding Chef. Jamie Davis of the Hackney in Washington, North Carolina is a finalist for Best Chef in the Southeast. The awards are tonight at 7 at the Lyric Opera of Chicago. The event will be live streamed. Raleigh's Preeti Was will be cooking at that event as well.
In about an hour, golfers will start practicing for the U.S. Open in Pinehurst. A look ahead to all the excitement as more than 200,000 visitors are expected there this week.
Also, beachgoers in Florida are advised to stay cautious after 2 shark attacks within miles of each other, and many are wondering why this happened.
This is a very, very rare event.
Why experts say warm water temperatures could play a role in why sharks are coming to shore.
And several cars vandalized in Raleigh over the weekend. We'll hear from a victim who says crimes like this affect people's livelihoods.